Hey, Coaching You for You family and friends. Welcome back and thanks for joining us this evening. Unexpected delay, and so thank you. I appreciate your time, energy, and effort in being with us here this evening at Coaching You for You. My name is Annette, and I am your host. Let's get into it. Tonight, again, I'd like to welcome you back. Our last podcast in a platform had over 1,100 views. So thank you, because I understand that people don't always get on when we're live. I'd like them to, because I'd like you to be able to jump in the chat and ask questions. But thank you nonetheless for joining us whenever you do. Tonight, I'd first like to take this opportunity to wish Letty Acevedo and Jessica Desmond a very happy birthday. Happy birthday, ladies. Enjoy your time, your energy, effort, and your original day. It matters. Yeah, birthdays matter because it means, that's God's way of saying, go on. I've let you go on. Don't forget that. It's important. I want to remind you, lemonade tonight, to hydrate, drink water, eat fruit, moisturize your feet, hands, and face and mind your business. That's one of the most important things you're ever going to do. Some of the most important things you'll do. Mind your business. And so, I want to talk about how negative energy impacts you, what it means, what happens when you focus on the negative, you get caught up in things that don't matter, you get caught up in things that rob you of your energy, and you lose your way. Happens to the best of us. But here's what I want you to know: life is short. Stop. Whatever you're going to do it now. That's right. Do it now. Why are you waiting to catch up with folks? Why are you waiting to meet up with friends? Why are you waiting to mend broken fences? Why are you waiting? Are you waiting for the repass? Because that's what's happening. Life is short. Cut out the negativity. Forget gossips. And I'll get to that too. The impact that negative people have on you, whether you accept it or not. Say goodbye to people who don't care and spend time with those who do care and show you. Not just tell you, but show you that they care. That means a lot. So, whatever you want to do, do it now. Our circle is important because this is about those gossips. Our circle is important because whether we accept it or reject it, the people in our circle seep into us, whether we plan for it or not. They seep into us in that we absorb some of who they are, how they think, and what they do. Excuse me, allergies. Springtime. They seep into us. And unfortunately, we usually give the most negative people, places, and things most of our time, unintentionally, of course, but we do it. We give them most of our time. We give them most of our time in that we spend a lot of time trying to figure it out, work it out, see what it's about, how we can fix it, and what we need to do. Stop. Life is too short. Life is much too short, and we have to stop giving people our energy. We do. We have to focus on, what's ahead of us and what life holds for us. As I shared earlier, birthdays is God's way of saying, yeah, I gave you another shot, another time around the sun, another rotation. And we often take that for granted. But time is not guaranteed. Have you ever in your life, and this touches me deeply, had plans with somebody who died? Didn't plan for that, did you? Of course not. Because we don't typically plan, realistically for people to die. We don't. It's the American way. We just don't. And when they do, we then remember all the plans we had, all the things we wanted to do, all of the things we talked about, the trips, the adventures, the spending time, the reaching out to family, the reaching out to friends, to visiting friends, seeing our college roommates, remembering them, and mending fences. We don't remember it until we're at the repast. Stop. Life is short. Refocus, please. Just refocus. And, life is so short. So I'm going to ask you to do yourself a favor and make up your mind about how you're going to live. How are you going to spend your time? What are you going to do? Because not 1 minute past the moment that we are in is guaranteed to us. Not one. Not one. So we have to be focused. And we have to remember that we get to choose how we're going to spend our time. What people, places, and things we're going to engage. We do. We get to choose. And we have to seek positive people. Negative people are going to poison you. Gossips are going to poison you. They are. No matter what you think, you are made up of the circle that you engage. Did you hear that? You're made up of the circle you engage. The people that you spend your time with influence you. You ever been with people and you're adults? We're all adults. And somebody didn't like a person, and so you were a bit standoffish and snobbish. That makes you a hostage to how other people think and feel, makes you a hostage. Your circle does influence you. Be careful how you close that circle up and be in the center of it. Be careful of that. People do influence you. I had a friend that I'm no longer friends with anymore because time has a funny way and life has a funny way of happening and removing people from your life. And so I'm no longer friends with this guy anymore, but without realizing it until I got away from him, I didn't realize what an influence he was in what I was doing, how I was thinking, how I was moving, how I was responding to things. He was so toxic and negative, but by the time I got up on it, the influence was already there. And I'm no dummy. So don't think you are above the influence of your circle because you're not. Nobody is. Our circles matter. Be careful. You got to seek positive people. You do. Look for positive people. It's so important to find people who are doing things a little bit differently from you because it matters. It makes the difference. It gets in. It gets in through your skin. You don't even realize it. You think you're smarter than, the people you're around. You might think that you are above some of the things they do, but if that's your circle, that's your influence. And you can quote me on that. And when you figure it out, say hi. Because eventually, I don't care who it is, who you're with, and what you're doing, you will figure it out one way or the other. Be careful of your circle. Be careful of the people that you let into your skin because it doesn't have to be an intimate relationship. It's people, places, and things where you spend one of your most valuable commodities, your time. It's valuable and it's non refundable. And how you spend it and who you spend it with matters. It really matters a great deal. So you have to protect your circle. You have to understand that you get to choose. You have to get to understand that the people you hang around get into your skin. And up here, they do. And in here, they do. One way or the other, they get in. Whether you accept it or reject it, they get in. So be careful about who gets in. Remember that. Be careful about who gets in. It matters. And then be productive. If you want to be productive and you want to do different things, you know, I've said it so often. If you want to be a banker, you have to hang with bankers. If you want to be a doctor, you have to hang with doctors. If you want to be a lawyer, hang with lawyers. The people you hang with get into your skin and they influence you. Remember that. That's why it's important to choose when, how, and where we are going to engage people, places, and things. It's important. So tonight, I want to remind you again before we end that life is short. You can spend your time trying to change people. You can spend your time, dealing with negative people. You can spend your time with gossips because you like the gossip. And you'll say something silly like, I know they gossip, but that's not what I do. You are doing it. If you're engaging in any way, form, and fashion, you're gossiping. Doesn't have to come out your mouth. It comes in your participation too. Remember that. Life is short, so make up your mind. Where are you going to be in it? What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? Who are you going to spend your time with? People, places, and things. Where are you going to be? What are you going to be doing? And after a certain age, and I would venture to say that age is 35 and up, where you put your energy, your time, and effort matters. It does. This isn't a rehearsal, baby. We don't get a do over. Time is valuable. Stay away from gossips. Stay away from negative people. You might think it's cool knowing everything, but here's what I want you to know. And this is the part you miss. The same way they gossip with you, they're gossiping about you. And oh, yeah, by the way, you know that gossip at the office that has all the tea? You think they're just gossiping with you? No, they're gossiping with your bosses too about you. In another place and time, you can ask me how I know that. One of the biggest gossips I ever encountered in my employment, the biggest liar, biggest gossip, biggest know it all, biggest everything, was gossiping with the employees and the bosses too, giving the bosses the tea. Think your bosses are that smart? No. They have agents on the floor, and those agents are typically the biggest gossips in the agency who know everything. Remember that. Life is short. Make up your mind. If your circle is negative, change it. Whatever you want to do and it's positive, engage with the people who are doing those positive things. Stop believing everything you hear. It makes you a hostage. I'm Annette. I am your coach. I am your host here at Coaching You For You. And I want to thank you again for coming back and joining us. We'll see you again soon. Have a good night.